In this episode, we'll learn more about the work conservationists in Aotearoa do to protect the Matuku Hūrepo and address the many threats this species faces.
The bittern, it is very representative of the environmental loss that's happened in New Zealand. So, with 95% of wetlands being destroyed, the bittern's population matches that quite perfectly. But also like a sign of hope. When you see them in areas like this where you've restored, it shows that we can bring endangered species back again. It's not too late. So
they're the flagship species of our wetland, or the gold standard, if you like. If we've got bittern, it means that that whole ecosystem is intact, that it's a healthy wetland system.
Habitat loss is one of the main threats bitterns face. Thus, wetland restoration plays a central role in bittern conservation. At the Tahiti Golf Club, former pine plantations have been transformed into rich wetland habitat, now already used by bitterns.
if you've got a little wetland on your property anywhere in New Zealand, it probably is important for bittern. So like every little piece we have left is likely being used for bittern for food sources.
Likewise, community workshops empower landowners to restore wetlands on farms and private land. But unfortunately, restoring habitat isn't enough. Bitterns, like many native birds in New Zealand, face serious threats from introduced predators. Having evolved in an environment without predatory mammal species, bitterns lack natural defenses against rats, mustelids, and cats.
For us in New Zealand, we're lucky that there's huge public support for predator control, and all of the predator control work that's happening across this country, the vast majority of it is done by communities. Most of conservation that happens by New Zealanders at that community grassroots level.
We're pushing in New Zealand to be predator-free by 2050. So if we can get everybody involved in getting towards that goal, then we're actually protecting all the wildlife, all the birds, and the bittern will benefit from that push.
Roadkill is another huge threat to bitterns in New Zealand. Science and speed limits are helping, but education through community workshops and school programs is key.
We lose more probably to traffic accidents than anything else. So,
Wow.
Because they're on the roads up looking for food, and people are totally unaware of the fact that they're slow to get off the ground and take flight.
Data collection is also essential for protecting bittern populations. There is a significant lack of information on the actual bittern population numbers in Aotearoa, but acoustic recorders and trail cameras are helping researchers monitor populations across wetlands.
Once we've gone through all the data of each site and we identify how many birds we have booming, we try and identify individuals. We'll put that on a map so you can show visually where bitterns have been recorded booming, and then that information is really useful for us to be able to talk with the community or councils or Department of Conservation and make conservation decisions.
In 2024, the Great Matuku Muster launched, Aotearoa's largest ever coordinated bittern survey. During spring, when male bitterns are booming, people from all across the country recorded their calls to help estimate the national population. This is huge.
So what we'll do now is first of all collate the data so we know how many birds we have in the region, and then Rhea will post stuff on Facebook to say what happened here, which involves all the people who've been watching their own properties and seeing stuff. So that's how we grow the message.
So, Dan, what did you get?
So I've got one individual and it called twice, a pattern of 3 calls both times, one at 8 past 8 and then one at 37 minutes past 8. and it was the same individual, definitely, for sure.
The data from this survey, combined with camera and audio recordings, is helping to identify key bittern habitat and evaluate the impact of existing conservation efforts. All these collective actions offer hope that the Matuku Hūrepo won't just survive, but thrive once again. In the next episode, we'll explore how community is at the heart of conservation and how you can be part of the story too.